Growing up, I was always the weak kid, the unathletic kid. I think that's what really attracted me to powerlifting 4 or 5 years ago. When I first picked up a barbell, I was instantly hooked. Just getting stronger, getting better, noticing changes. It stuck with me. And over the past few years, I've noticed firsthand, as well as for other people, that it's really easy to kind of lose track of your own progression and start to compare yourself with others. Right now, especially with social media, you start to see people doing insane things in your same weight class, people who look like you, who might seem similar to you in many ways, and you start to think, why am I not better than them? Why am I not just like them? Why can they do these things that I can't? And that's something that personally motivated me for a very long time. But at the same time, it was also kind of detrimental in the sense that I started to feel as if I was inadequate compared to a lot of people. If my training wasn't going well, if I wasn't lifting numbers that other people were lifting, it hurt. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. But oftentimes, I think we reach a point where we realize that that kind of thinking is unsustainable. Eventually, for people who stick in the game long enough, they realize that comparing yourself with other people is kind of futile in the long term, or at least it's unsustainable. And for me, it's been that case. I've started to realize that just enjoying training, enjoying the process really gets me going, and it's really what drives me to just keep pushing in the sport. And training has been sustainable thus far. Today, I actually had a conversation with a friend who asked me what I was working up to today. I told him I was getting to around 330, 340-ish range for a double. And then he asked me where I was last year. And I told him that last year I was around like 300 for a single. And he complimented. He was like, that's progress. And I replied, I was like, thanks. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow. Sometimes a friendly reminder like that, it just keeps a lifter going. So that's why I started the website ironwisdom. The whole idea of this website is to just be able to gather the insights of other top-level athletes in barbell sports to get their perspective on certain things, including training mentality, how they approach their progress, how they approach injuries, adversities, setbacks, and see how they overcome them. See how they become a better athlete, a better person through those obstacles. I think a lot of times newer lifters, we don't have that perspective, and there's a lot of people who could genuinely enjoy the sport and derive a lot of satisfaction from it, but they quit early on because they perhaps just were guided the wrong way, or they were motivated in certain ways that were pretty unsustainable. So my goal through this website is to be able to talk to people who can give perhaps a better perspective on things, who can impart their training mentality, their training philosophies, their philosophies on coping with stress, with injuries, with setbacks. If I can share this knowledge with anyone, or at least just one person, and make them realize that perhaps this hobby of ours, this passion of ours, whether it is powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, grid, strongman, Olympic weightlifting, whatever it is, just perhaps genuinely just enjoying the process, finding process-oriented goals, and just perhaps finding a more sustainable way to enjoy lifting, to have fun lifting, to have fun being in a sport that gives them satisfaction every day, that gives them excitement every day when they wake up. Because at the end of it all, we might not all grow to be the strongest person, the best in the sport, but we can all perhaps benefit from this passion of ours one way or another. And that is the whole idea of Iron Wisdom.